Hey everybody, it's 5 o'clock on Friday. That can only mean one thing. It is Factsman Friday. Uh, give you a little update on my last couple of days. I'm very aggravated. I'm going to ask people to do me a favor. I don't really watch sporting events. I know I should. Got like a little fucking thing here. What is that? Probably need some boil remover. Anyway, uh, you know, I don't really watch the games. I'm usually asleep. I'm a vampire. I keep weird hours. So I do my normal, get up in the morning, do the squeeze, or in the morning for me is like 1 a.m., and see the results. Before I even do it, hey, Pi, what's going on? Gary's here. Pepto-Bismol upshot special's coming. Clint, Natty, everybody's good. Hope we had a good turnout here today. My guy. You're my guy, Donnie. You're my guy. But anyway, what I was saying is, before I even get the pleasure of doing the squeeze, I get, wow, did we get fucked? Did you see what happened the last second of the first half of the game? And yeah, there have been some last second fucking shots. Last second, end the first halves or whatever, and don't even have to squeeze. Now, couple of things. Hey, Mark, Abe. So I was talking to my son today, which I dreadfully hate doing, but I did. And I said to him, I said, I can't give best bets anymore because I don't have best bets. And I said, in our conversation, Sauce, what's going on, buddy? The best, I bet everything exactly the same. So we get into conversations here. Like, I'll give you an example, like last night at the Washington game. I mean, if I'm mistaken, I didn't even put that on the members play. It wasn't even on there, But the thing is, I never know. I never know if I'm having a winning day or losing day when it comes to you guys, because here's my weird situation. And I think Bruce is like, do you keep records? Fuck keeping records. Look, record keeping on these shows, it's impossible. It's impossible. I give you my takes, for content on a lot of games. So like the upsets, the upsets, yeah, I mean, we track them, or overall records, yeah, but a lot of times I'll sit there and say, I'd lean this way, or if I give a first half game, well, if you're gonna bet the first half, bet the over. And you guys have been real great when it comes to when I win. It's like, hey, I had a first half had game, but sometimes I don't. So another thing too, I'm not a guy that's gonna be like, I'm not here to market, like visit my website or visit my forum or visit my pick here for picks, or I don't have nothing to promote. I'm here to help my son out, whether it be for a month or for a year, I don't know, or until I get fucking tired, but I want to give you, so I'm going to do something a little different because I don't think a lot of you guys are taking advantage of the opportunities when I give the teaser bets out. So here's what I'm going to do. I am going to give you my teaser every week. Okay. The 3-team teasers that I love doing, but I know a lot of you guys have asked me to do the 6.5 point teasers or whatever. So what I'm going to do is I am going to give you teaser bets that I would make based on numbers. I'm going to give you options. I'm not going to say play this one, this one, or this one. Like today, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. I got 5 games in college that fit the criteria of a 6.5 point teaser. That would be great. 2 in the NFL, and then 1, actually 3 in the NFL if you count Monday. So I will give you my teaser options, the 110 point that I'm going to bet on, and then the 6.5 point options. I will tell you the games that I bet. I will give you my upset special. But to sit there and say, zero in on this one game, just not going to fucking happen. Vibe, what's going on? Nothing like Facts and Friday to get the juices flowing. Well, if that's the case, we got to start out with a fucking joke, right? Do we start out with a joke? Start out with a joke. I got to call. Oh, okay. Listen to me. I got to tell you, I got fucking hammered from that phone call that I made. Fucking guy calls me back and says, listen, motherfucker, he says, if you don't call me, I bet Louisiana. Then you tell me to bet Louisiana. I want to double my bet on them. Now, not only do I not double my bet on them, I get off the game. Oh, I felt like shit. So none of them kind of calls. But the next call is going to be, I'm going to make another Gamblers Anonymous phone call. Now, I'm sure you guys heard the first Gamblers Anonymous story when I called GA. It was the funniest fucking phone call ever Gamblers Anonymous ever got. I can't find it. We did it like 10 years ago. Does anybody from the old forum that's here remember that story? If they don't, I hate to retell it, but I'm going to do a new one. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, Nick. Well, anyway, my thing is I'm going to make, I think either next Friday or one day, I'm going to call Gamblers Anonymous, and I am going to pretend that I have a gambling problem. Who am I kidding? Pretend. But no, it'll be good. It'll never beat the first one. And again, for you guys that heard the first one, fucking classic, top shelf, fucking viral shit. Real legitimate. So I'm going to do another Gamblers Anonymous phone call them up, like, tell them I need help and all this kind of shit. But the first one, like I say, it's really hard to beat. All right, let me come up with a joke. Good joke. I usually get to wheel these things off. Like, okay, I got one. Guy goes, not a guy. This has actually happened to me. I got a cousin, I'm ashamed to say, he's a fucking nut. So he's in the flight deck, in a psych ward, where all the crazy people are. I don't know if you're allowed to say crazy or mentally challenged or fucking whatever the word is. He's nuts. He's a fucking nut. Okay. So go down there and visit him, and try to go like once every couple of months because, my mother, she's fucking 94. She's asked me to do it. What am I going to do? Well, anyway, so I walk in. Last time I went in there, I walk in. There's a fucking dude, nuts. I mean, fucking crazy. He's fucking swinging golf club. I'm like, pal, what are you doing? He says, PGA Tour Saturday. Fucking practicing my swing. I'm fucking out of here. I said, pal, you're in a fucking crazy house. You're not going nowhere. Yes, I am. I am going fucking I'll be on the PGA Tour. You'll see me on TV on Saturday. Whatever. Great. Good luck to you. Hey, hit him straight, Okay. Then I see this fucking guy swinging a tennis racket like 20 feet away. I say, oh, what's going on? Wimbledon. Next week, you'll see me. Be playing Djokovic. Be playing all these guys. Getting ready for Wimbledon. It's really, yeah, I'm getting out of here. Hate this place. I'll be in Wimbledon next weekend. So, all right. Good luck to you there. Watch that fucking, watch that Djokovic serve. It could be nasty. I go try to find the ward where my cousin's at, and there's a fucking dude laying on a couch, stark naked, with his dick in his hand, and a fucking peanut on top of the head of his dick. I looked at him. I said, pal, what are you doing? He said, look, I'm fucking nuts. I ain't going anywhere. I'm staying. Good joke. Nut house. He's fucking nuts. He's got a dick on him. He's got a peanut on top of his dick. If you don't like that joke, fuck you guys. Fuck you guys. I'm not gonna even fucking, not even gonna humor you. But any more jokes then. So, thank you, Natty. That was a good joke, and Don, you appreciate good humor. All right, I can't give you the. Let's go over some games. So I'm not gonna do a long show today. I just don't feel like it, and I got shit going on. Baseball, live betting, tennis, trying to do this stuff. Anyway, here's who I bet. I already bet Tennessee plus 7.5. That fucks me because it's 8 now, but I did that earlier in the week. I think they stay close to Alabama. Could beat them. I think Tennessee is really that good. I think Alabama is not as good as they quite were. They're still Alabama. They're still good. But you give that Tennessee team, the way they move the ball, that many points on the road, I'm going to take the points there. And I think I'm going to be okay. Like Ole Miss minus 13.5. I bet them at 13.5. They're 15. So that's where betting early came in good. NC State plus 3.5 against Syracuse. Those are 3 college bets that I made. Tonight is Friday. Here's the deal. I was initially going to tell you guys to bet Navy. Not for any other reason, but I just won with Navy last week, and I watched them. It's one of my teams. And I get fucked all the time by SMU. But out of respect that my son's doing really, really well, my son likes SMU, I did not play the game, and I will not play the game. I will root with him for SMU. So, I've bailed him out on occasions, but I will not fade him. Not a game that I don't like. The other game, I mean, how the fuck do you lay 32.5 points or 34 points on a road team who's 3-2? I mean, look, I know they score and they run plays, and Florida International sucks. I know that, but I can't give points. I can't give that many points, and I sure as fuck can't lay it. Take it. So I tonight, you guys are on your own. I don't really like anything tonight. Like I said, if you want to tell my son what SMU, he likes SMU. They're 12.5. I will not bet the game. I'll root for him. But like I say, Saturday, the games you might want to write down: Tennessee, Ole Miss, NC State, and on the college ranks. That's good. Let's do a teaser. We'll do a little teaser action. 10-point teasers, the ones that I like. Okay, this is what I did. I took Ole Miss for -15. Now I'm going to give you the legitimate line. I played it earlier, but you can't get that number, but it doesn't matter. I teased Ole Miss -15 to -5. 5 is a very good number. If I like Ole Miss -15, I sure as fuck like a -5, which means 6, 7. Those are the win by 6 points, and I'm a winner. It's a great number for me. I did the same thing with Texas. At -15.5. They played well. I don't expect them to be flat. Iowa State don't fucking score, and they're not that good. So I'm gonna utilize that 15.5 point spread, bring it down to 5.5, and I think I'm gonna be okay with Texas. I told you guys earlier by Florida. I'll be with you in a second, Don. To buy Florida at -2.5 because it could go to 3. It hasn't, but I'm still pretty satisfied with that 2.5 point line. I'm not in love with the game, like crazy in love with it. I bet it based on principle. Home team, LSU, just not the same team, I think. So I mean, if Florida can't win this game at home at 2.5, but I could tease them up to 7.5, which makes that play even safer. That would require LSU to win by multiple scores. So that is going to be my teaser. So my 3-team 10-point teaser is going to be Ole Miss down from 15 to 5, Texas -15.5 to 5.5, and the Florida Gators -2.5 to +7.5. Let me answer the Fresno question. Fresno's San Jose's -8. Don, I don't know. Who would I play? I'd probably play Fresno. Their upside is a lot better than Fresno State. I'm not. You'll never see me give that many West Coast games like that, especially because those are usually fucking shootouts and games I never can figure the fuck out. I mean, San Jose's the better team. I mean, it's obvious. I just don't know, what Fresno State team will show up at home. Gun to my head, I'm gonna bet San Jose State. Okay, back to the teasers. We have the 6.5 point teaser, guys. You guys like 6.5 point teasers, right? I get that. So if you're going to make a 6.5 point teaser, this is what I would do. I don't make 6.5 point teasers, so I ain't betting them, but I would tell you some good options if you were going to bet them. If you take, if Tennessee right now is 8.5, you can get them at 14.5. And there are places that are 8.5. Tennessee plus 14.5 would make a lot of sense to me. Michigan State's -7, a 6.5 point teaser makes them -0.5, which basically makes them +2.5 in my book, because all they'd have to do is win the game. I would take Michigan at home to just win the game. It's kind of like a money line bet. I would do that. You don't have to give any points. So yes, I would take Michigan on that side. Again, I guess you take Florida from -2.5 to 4 maybe, but I mean I would rather have the 10-point teaser on that. NC State from 3.5 to 9.5. Yeah, but people say you can lose on 10. We'll talk about that later. I don't think you'll lose on 10. NC State, I guess 4 is a comfortable number. 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9, you'd win on the 6.5 point teaser. Here's one that I like. Arkansas. If you get them at +1 at 6.5, you get them up to 7.5. I think Arkansas could really move the pile on BYU. I think BYU might be a little flat from the Notre Dame game, and they're going to be playing the big boys here. Arkansas is not a great team, but I told you they're going to shock some people at the beginning of the year, and the year's not over. They still have. That's what I'm. Oh, you're talking about the guy? No, he didn't. What we did, Ray, was we called him back and told him that it was a joke. We were playing a joke on him, not to bet the game, because I started really feeling bad about doing it. So he didn't, and he gave me a share for taking him off the game. So yeah, that was one of the calls that blew up in my face, and that shit happens. There's nothing you can do about it. So back to college. What we're looking at is Tennessee is a solid teaser side. If you can get that 14.5, what do you call it? So would you take Arkansas money line? The line is 1. The money line is fucking -105. So I mean, I guess I guess I would take 1. I mean, I'd lay 106 or lay 110. So I guess for 4 cents, give me 1 just by fluke. It does fall 1, but no, I mean if it went to 2.5 or something like that, yeah. But I mean, it's a matter of 4 cents. Don on the Arkansas money line. So it doesn't really, is it matter if it falls 4, you'd want to fucking shoot somebody. I mean, that's the way I feel. So yeah, I think in the teaser aspect of it, I think that's a good play at 7.5 on the 6.5 point teaser. So yeah, Arkansas, I said NC State. Like I say, Florida, I just put in there because I bet them. It's going to sound like I really, really love Florida. I don't love them. I just love the number early. It's one of them games that I probably shouldn't be betting, but I'm doing it on principle. It's a principle bet for me. Staying with 6.5 point teasers, we'll go to the pros. The only teaser that makes sense to me in the pros for 6.5 point teaser is you take Green Bay at -6.5, tease them down to 1. The game goes down to 7, down to 6.5 down to 1.5. That would make sense. Green Bay should be able to beat the Jets, as far as I'm concerned. Again, if it went down to 7, you're laying 0.5. It's just like getting points. It's like a money line bet. And the Patriots are +2.5 to +8.5. I think they're better off with this quarterback than they are with the other one. I honestly believe that. I think the Patriots are a pretty decent team. So, I think they're going to get better. And I like the fact that I can get 8.5 against the Browns. I would definitely go that direction. Then the last one is I'm actually going to add a 10-point. In other words, the Monday night game, the Chargers, makes sense to me as a 4.5 point favorite to be +5.5. It doesn't make sense to me in a 6.5 point teaser because I'm not going to lay 4.5 and take 1.5. Taking 1.5 doesn't really fucking help me. I mean, I'm going to lose on a field goal if they happen to get beat. There's no value on 6.5 points there. There is value taking 5.5 because they'd have to beat me by a touchdown. So for you people that may follow that 10-point teaser that I gave earlier and may want to mix in the Chargers on Monday with that, I would definitely not be upset if you did that. I think that would be okay. It's one of the games that I like. So just to recap, NFL, if you're teasing 6.5 points, we'll go Green Bay, teasing them down to 1.5. Patriots up to 8.5. And again, we'll add the Chargers on a 10.5 point teaser if that's the direction you guys want to go. It's a quick story. This is kind of funny. And again, I'm not going to do this. If this video is 30 minutes, it's going to be long. It's not going to be that. Any boxing bets this weekend? No, I don't. I stopped betting boxing because there's nobody boxing anymore. I mean, once, Floyd and Manny and the other guys kind of got out of the picture, it just, I don't know. I don't fuck with that UFC or whatever that shit is. That shit's all fucking fixed. And so is boxing. You never know who's going to win that shit. Guys like Dana White and Don King and them motherfuckers, they're just shady motherfuckers. I can't trust any of them guys do. But dude, I have a funny story. Not a story. It's kind of an interesting. You'll find it maybe humorous, and then we'll get into the Pepto-Bismol upset special, which I love. And I don't know because again, I do a lot of this shit for different people, so I don't know if I've told this story before. If I do, I feel like a jerk off. But it was about a week or so ago, or 2 weeks ago. We had like this career day thing. Not a career day. My daughter is in 6th grade, and they come up and stand in front of the class, and hey, what do your parents do for a living? And everybody comes up and says, and usually where I'm at right now, it's like who's a fucking congressman, who's military, like I'm in a really big military area, or in my area, it's a lot of fucking FBI and all that shit. It's great. How do I live here? Fuck, I figure if I'm ever gonna get arrested, if they can't find me here, they'll never find me. Anyway, joking. So my daughter gets up and says, my wife, my mom's an accountant, blah blah blah. She's vice president of a big company, blah, all that stuff. And by the way, what's your dad do? She's like, I'd rather not say. I was like, oh, great. This is really funny. This is my daughter. I'd rather not say. She's like, no, it's fine. Bruce, I don't care if it's fixed or not. I don't know nothing about it. I don't play it. I just know people that lose a lot of fucking money betting it. So I can only go by my history, So if it's not fixed, that's great. If it is, I got enough fucking things I got to worry about. I don't need another one, It's like the guy that only fucking smokes pot and fucking does coke. Then all of a sudden you say, well, did you ever try heroin? No, fucking enough bad habits. So my daughter, she fucking just tells the truth. She says, my dad's a professional poker player and he bets on sports, at the sports book. And She's like, I know it sounds sketchy. And my first time, why would you tell your teacher it sounds fucking sketchy? You shouldn't even know what the word sketchy is. So the teacher says to my daughter, he says, wow, that sounds like a real exciting job. And my daughter says, well, actually, my dad hates it. And the teacher says, well, why does he do it? And my daughter says, well, he only plays poker. He hates playing poker, but he only does it because he's good at it. But other than that, he hates it. So he says, okay, well, you should like your job. But I mean, if he's doing, if he's being compensated well, then, so, and it's like, and as far as, betting sports, I mean, he does it for so long and, he knows a lot about it and that's what he does. And so the class ends and he's like, listen, never be ashamed of what your parents do, tells my daughter. And he's like, look, and as far as people I bet on sports, the people are very, very good at it. He says, I'm just not going to be one of them. God bless your father for being good at it. No, by the way, if you get a chance, here's my email. Give your daddy my email. Tell him to give me shoot me an email. And we'll kind of talk about some extracurricular activities in school or something we might help you with. This motherfucker was getting buried at the MGM and, betting on online places. Like, you got to help me here. You got anything? Fucking crazy. It's funny as shit, though. My daughter's teacher's betting on sports. So, yeah. So, my daughter thinks I'm sketchy. But what am I going to do? I mean, I said, hey, if you think I'm fucking sketchy, see that pool we got in the backyard, in the jacuzzi? We could fill it up with fucking cement, and put like a patio furniture if you want to do that. So don't give me that sketchy shit. Do you think SMU is going to be a shootout? I don't think SMU is going to be able to stop the run, but I don't think Navy probably will stop the pass. Could be. The problem, Jerome, with betting teams like Navy and SMU, if you look at SMU, their offense is real effective, but they seem to shoot themselves in the foot so many times. So you don't know what you're getting there. It really could be frustrating betting SMU. And that was kind of one of the reasons. It's like, you know what? This team could complete a bunch of passes, get in the red zone, and turn the ball over. I've seen them do it a lot. I've seen them do it last week. They fucked off a lot of games. Now, Navy, too, on defense, they've really improved. And again, like I told you guys in the first video I did, Navy's getting better. They're getting better defensively. And, I don't know. Excuse me. I don't know about the total there because on paper it could be a shootout, but it's tough betting over in a game when a team runs the ball, fucking so much like Navy. They have to bust a few of them. And if they do get down, and I think that's what my son's basing it on, if SMU gets out quick, then, Navy's going to throw the ball 4 fucking times the entire game. That's just the way they are. So I don't know, it's a real tough call for me, on that game. So, I mean, like I say, I would think the way I look at the game that Navy, if they can put drives together and get them 5 yards a pop on the option, it would frustrate SMU, and they could eat clock. But the problem with that, where that lies, the problem is you get them drives that maybe kill 5 or 6 minutes, and there's a punt, and you got the over, you got your prick in your hand. So that's when there's a case for both sides of the game, it's probably best to stay off. And like I said, the best case I have is my son's running really good, and he likes SMU. So who the fuck am I to argue with him? Okay, we're gonna do a Pepto-Bismol upset special, and the thing that scares me about this game is this might be the one I like the best. I like TCU a lot, but this one makes sense to me in the worst kind of way, and we've talked about it. There will be an NCAA investigation Saturday night or Sunday morning or whenever if somehow NC State does not blow the fucking doors off of Syracuse. Blow the fucking doors off them. 3.5 points? You want to be a little pussy? Oh, Uncle Factsman, I want 3.5 points. I need a security blanket. Oh, I don't want to take points. Well, I can get 3.5 points. No, you fucking jerk-offs. Plus 155. You don't need the points. They'll fucking kill Syracuse. Syracuse is 5-0. Oh, they just had their coach on ESPN. All this fucking bullshit. But look at the level of play. I mean, I'm trying to remember. I wrote one. Syracuse played Wagner, Virginia, who almost beat them, Purdue, who fucking stinks, UConn, there's a world beater. Louisville and who else? Let's see, Louisville, UConn, Purdue, Virginia, and Wagner. That's their record. Not one of them motherfuckers are going, yes, Don, they are. He is. Already know it. So when everybody says, I didn't know the fucking quarterback wasn't playing, whatever, that's fine. So anyway, my point is, their team, their team, hasn't really played many people. They haven't, and they've shown that they can fuck off leads, and that's bothersome to me that they can do that. NC State's more battle tested. I mean, they played Texas Tech, they played Clemson, they played Florida State. What do you think, Factsman, on Maryland? Maryland could score, Vibe. They can. The problem is Indiana could score too. It's hard to lay 11.5 points on the road when a team that can have a bad game. I just wouldn't touch the game. I normally would touch that game, but it's just not something that I will do. So I mean, it's just not something that I'm really crazy about. Facts, what do you think about FIU team total under 13.5? The reason I would say no to that is because that other team is going to have the ball is going to be running so many plays. You have to factor in, when you're betting a team total, how many opportunities Florida International will have to score the ball. So when you run a kamikaze kind of offense like Texas San Antonio, that there can be a turnover, there can be a fumble, there can be, when you go back to pass, a lot of bad things can happen. So you would think at home they'd have enough pride to score 2 touchdowns, especially if it's in a game like that. CJ, Alabama by 2 touchdowns at least. That's fine. I mean, it's possible. It's the best team in the last fucking 20 years I've seen. But I mean, if I got plus 14.5, that'll be all right with me. But I mean, don't good luck to you with that play. It could happen. Thank you, Bob. I appreciate that, Rob Weir. Yeah, I mean, I don't know about going under, because you got to figure, if you look at that total and you look at that line, if you bet that line under on FIU, Leroy, they're basically going to say that game will be like fucking 60-12. I mean, I don't think that's going to happen, but I mean, I don't know. I think I always use this analogy. If you have to ask a question, should you bet this game or would you bet this game? You really don't like it. So if you're questioning it, just move on. I mean, there's a ton of stuff going on. Saturday. And like I said, I mean, like the night like tonight, who can care? I can care less. I mean, I don't need to have action every day. It's not my thing. But yeah, the NC State thing. I'm gonna ride with you, NC State. I only have 100 to my name. Don, if you have 100 to your name, don't be fucking gambling your last $100. Nobody should do that. Okay, nothing is a sure thing, but don't be putting your last. You've got $100, buy some fucking Campbell soup or a case of beer or a whore or something. Don't waste it on a football game. But I like your spunk. It shows good. But yeah, so like I just think that I think NC State's defense is really, really good. I mean, really good, and they're really fast. I think they're going to kind of be. I don't think Syracuse is going to see this. I don't think they've seen this. And I got a better conference, and I think I got the better team, and I'm getting points. And I know they're playing in the Carrier Dome or wherever the fuck they play in Syracuse. I'm just not. I don't. I'd be stunned if NC State didn't push them backwards and win easy. So your Pepto-Bismol upset special. You get your right hand, you grab your right balls. Your right balls, your both balls. You grab any set of balls you got. NC State should be real good. So I am at 29 minutes. I'm going to give you guys another couple of minutes. NC has a great defense. But if you guys have any other questions, I can maybe get out of here a little early today. I like the knowledge, but I'm betting some games when I really shouldn't have. It's true. I mean, here's the thing, I have this discussion with my son. And again, my son, for a douche, is pretty smart. And he's like, hey, Dad, do you know if Team A, if they stop the run and they somehow get a little pressure on the quarterback, it's going to be, it could be the points might be worth taking. Now this didn't happen. This is like an example. And I said, JJ, you're trying to convince yourself that this team, if you like them, bet them. You don't need to fucking convince me or yourself. But if you're trying to find a way for, you're saying if this happens or this happens or that happens, you're crazy. There's too many other games. There's too many other options. Our discussion was, when we discussed, I said, look, I can't do this. I mean, you put out 14 games, you're 13-1 or whatever. I mean, last week I put out 9 games. I normally bet 9 games in 2 weeks. I don't play that many games. I don't do it. But again, I understand there's content here. People want to hear stuff. But I'm going to pin myself against the fucking wall. I'm discussing games that they're like, okay, that I wouldn't even bet with counterfeit money. But it does happen. Let me see what happens on this 3-2 pitch here in Atlanta, Philly. Kicks, delivers, and fouls it back. How about the Yankees getting fucked today? I'd like to see the Yankees get fucked today. I'm a Yankee fan, but I got a lot of money on the Astros winning the East and a ton of money on the Dodgers. Yeah, on 4 or 5 games a week is fine. I mean, I played 7 games in 6 days this week. Are you still doing baseball playoff video? I'm Killer. I'm going to be real honest with you. I can't figure the baseball game out. I stayed away from it for so long. I played some. I took some playoff bets on games, and it fucking killed me. I have a lot of money on the Dodgers at plus 293 to win the whole thing. I got a lot of money on Dodgers plus 194 to win the National League, plus 194 on the Astros, and a huge bet if the Dodgers happen to play the Astros and the Dodgers win, then they'll need a wheelbarrow to pay me. So I don't want to. I mean, look, Joey does a good job in baseball, and I'd be an idiot to want to go against what he's doing in baseball. He seems to be doing really, really well, and that's his, sport of choice. So I have no problem handing him the baton for that, and telling him, because that's what he does, and that's what he does good at. So I'm good with that. But no, I don't really. I don't know. It doesn't make sense for me to do a baseball video with the rule changes and the shifts and all the things that are happening in baseball. It's just become a different game. Can I get a take on Miami on these Miami +3 and Cowboys +6.5? I'll be honest with you. I think the Cowboys. I think the Cowboys win. I think they cover. The thing that scares me about that is, well, I mean, I don't think I don't think Prescott's playing, right? Am I correct? And I wouldn't play him because they're winning without him. But if he plays, I guess it's an upgrade. But I don't like to fuck with, if you bet the black forked hands in a row on the roulette wheel and it comes out, you don't all of a sudden now bet the fucking red. And whatever this quarterback is, I know he ain't worth shit, but they're winning, and their defense is winning them, and he's not losing games for them. Buffalo and KC will be a fun one to watch. My thing on this one is, if everybody and their mother's going to bet that game over, I always look at this: a positive always equals a negative. I always did this years ago. I would take the highest scoring total and bet it under, take the lowest scoring total and bet it over, and I always seem to do really well with it. But it's hard to bet under with them two teams. Josh Allen. Speaking of Josh Allen, I do want to say something. I said something to my wife. I said I want to take $100,000 and bet Josh Allen to be the MVP for this year. I think it's like plus 118 or 120 or something like that. But I think the next person in line to be the MVP is like in the 8 and 9 to 1 age, like Pat Mahomes or Tom Brady or Aaron Rodgers. Those guys aren't going to be MVP. Josh Allen's going to be MVP hands fucking down. There's no running back that's going to do it. There's no quarterback that's going to do it. If he's healthy, it's the easiest money you'll ever make. I don't like to tie up money in future bets, but I mean, you want to talk about like getting like not more than double your money. I mean, getting 120% back on your money. I mean, that's, you could sit and have it, mind having it hold, but then again, you got to hold your breath that he don't get hurt. He gets hurt, you're fucked. But if he don't, it's the easiest money in the world. KC -2. Don, for a guy that don't want to play a lot of games, you got a lot of fucking opinions. KC, it's hard to bet against either team. Buffalo's obviously playing better. Hard to bet against Buffalo. I mean, game probably comes down to the last second. Flip a coin and see, to see who kicks the last field goal, scores the last touchdown. It's the way them games usually go. That's the history of it, right? So why would I want to fuck with something that I have no idea who's gonna have the ball last? It's just not something that I want to do. But yes, I do like Dallas. I definitely like Dallas. Also, too, we might want to consider Dallas and our teaser players that we could add Dallas in at +6, or is it 6.5? I mean, we had some points there. I mean, I know the 3-team teaser at 16. That's, like I said, that's really good. Or even if you had 6.5, 12.5, or 13 would seem like an okay too. That too. But I think Dallas stays close. I really do, or maybe even win. Their defense has to keep them in the game. I think that I know Philly's good, but I don't think they're that good. I guess we'll see. But I mean, that's again, you're asking me if I like Dallas. I like Dallas winning Philly if that's the case, and I think I actually bet Dallas. I don't know. Um, it's not so much too good to be true. They're playing an unbeaten team, Abe. I mean, think about it. They're playing a really, really fucking solid team. Give me a game at Virginia Tech defending AC champs court. We will tell us. I'm not going. I am Ray. Blacksburg is a fucking shithole. This is a Virginia household. You want to go to fucking Charlottesville, where real people are that have teeth? We'll go. You want to go see a Georgetown game, or we go downtown and see when they play over in DC in Chinatown, over what is it? The team, not Verizon Center, whatever the fuck they call it. Yeah, I'll be happy to do a game with you there. But I ain't going to my F10 150 pickup in my skull to go to fucking Blacksburg with them toothless fucks. No way. Might as well just go to fucking Tennessee. Anyway, best office shithole. But no, we could do one, right? I'm not kidding you. We're close. All right, so that's it, guys. I think we're gonna make money on the NC State game. Get down. There you go. I'm watching a Philly game. I need some runs here. Good job. Good job, Philly. Way to get that run in. All right. Not that I bet it. I'm just a fan. Anyway. So yeah. So NC State, you got the teasers. Any other questions before I go? I have now gotten 37 minutes, and that's probably 7 minutes more than I was going to do. But I'll be back Monday. Good news is JJ's not going to be here. It's his anniversary weekend, so he's going to go be hanging out with his wife, trying to put the dog in the house, and or fucking getting scores while he's trying to fuck his better half or set up his DFS lineup. Fucking guy. Never going to get a grandkid with him. Never. Anyway, look, guys, I don't know. Anybody, we got numbers? How many people showed up today? Somebody before I go? I don't know what's good and bad. Somebody should know how many people are watching this. I figured I just wanted to be better than when JJ's on. I don't really care. Anybody going once, going twice? Vibe, no problem. And keep in touch with yourself. Be back on Monday. 68 live now. I don't know if that's good or bad, but it should be more. I'm fucking insulted. End this broadcast like I always do. For everybody over at Run Pure, everybody over at my house, everybody over there. Have a great day, safe weekend, and as always, definitely go fuck yourself.